Hey everyone, I apologize for the sound. Let me just turn this off right now. I apologize for the sound here. I'm just doing a little update video. I got a new microphone coming, so you guys won't have to listen to the far faint noises of my phone trying to pick up my voice. So we're starting to get in the season. We're just applying for our markets and kind of going through the books and figuring out all the stuff we need and all that. Starting to do production, sourcing, all that fun stuff. And one of the things that we got to do to start is we're going to start doing our culture work. So we just built this culture lab, super stoked for it. It's positively pressured fan filter unit, nice little setup. So I'll do a fan filter unit, Home Depot shelf, Coroplast. The main difference, this is a down flow, or it's actually just, this is like a real Flowhood cabinet. Not a filter. So filters are what people are calling flow hoods, where you have a fan and you have to blow a certain amount of air at a certain velocity to blow contaminants that fall to create an airstream. We have one of those in our garage that we use for production. You know, they're really easy to work in front of and do lots of movements. This is more precise, requires more sterility. This flow hood, the main difference between a filter and a flow hood is that a flow hood has a pressure differential. So what that means, if you look at lab grade filters, what you'll see is you get these little corners in the pockets. Let me just grab the camera here. All right, so we've got an air gap, or a gap right there on the backs and along the bottom. So air can get pushed out through those cracks. And the reason that's important is because we don't want dead air spaces. So the air flows down from the filter and it hits this piece of Coroplast, and it has this PVC plastic in front of it that comes up. I kind of just put a magnet and lift it up a little bit. So what that does is the air getting pumped into here creates a pressure differential. That means the pressure increases here and pushing air throughout all of those little dead spaces and through the working area. So this creates a really clean environment. So this lab, this flow hood, down filter flow hood or whatever, this is literally a flow hood, not a filter. It has a filter, but most of what you see are not filters. They are not flow hoods, they are filters. Just kind of a mix-up. So the reason why they call them flow hoods is because there was a set of plans for how to build a flow hood that was on a website that was dedicated to cloning orchids. So it was a hobbyist website for orchids. They had some research paper on like how many feet per minute that the flow had to go through in order to create a sterile environment. And that's 100 FPM, and there's a certain static pressure or performance rating for a blower. It says under this amount of pressure, this blower is designed to have X number of CFM, and then you have filter static pressure. So if they say that if the blower it has this much pressure behind it, the FPM, or the airflow through the filter, or CFM, will be this. And you take the performance chart of the fan, and you take the pressure performance of the filter, and you say, I want to have this number of CFM, that's the total air coming through the filter, and then you divide that CFM, let's say it's 400 CFM, and you've got a 2 foot by 2 foot filter, that's 4 square feet. You've got 100 FPM, which is the minimum requirement for a flow hood. That was the design, the paperwork. And so that was what a lot of people used to build these flow hoods that are now kind of standard across the mushroom industry. They are not flow hoods. They're filters. It's just a filter just has a filter media and a blower that pushes air through it. That's it. So this is a flow hood. It doesn't have any, like, the air just kind of builds up pressure, and then all the air just kind of pushes out anywhere there's a crack. And they're a little bit more precise. They have a lot more efficiency, you know, especially in a room like this. Like the air is going to come out of here, it's going to recycle, and it's going to go back through. The original version of this design actually pushed air straight all the way down, kind of like a wind tunnel, and then took up air from the sides and then brought it back up and then dumped it from the top again. And it works. The problem is that it had a neutral pressure differential. So in order for my previous design to work better, what I would have had to do is had another fan for supply air that increased that pressure differential. But the nice thing about the flow through design, or the wind tunnel type design, is it kept the filters really clean. It had a much higher velocity of air. So yeah. Anyways, so I'm probably just gonna post this clean. I apologize for the lack of like formatting. And basically, I'm just trying to document what we're doing here and kind of how we get the season ready. So because this lab is new, I have some bleach spray and I got some alcohol spray. I'm going to wipe everything down, starting from the top to the bottom, make sure everything's nice and clean, organized. I try to keep as little crap in here as possible. So if there's not something that I'm going to use regularly or just use in general, I just won't have it in here. Running a business is so complicated, takes so much work, and entrepreneurs like myself like to complicate things by adding a lot more stuff to it. Yeah, you can probably hear the kids in the background. They're having a blast and creating a ruckus, but I've just delayed filming for so many years that I've just decided, you know what, I'm just gonna film no matter what. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe. If you got any questions or comments or curious about any part of our process, please let us know, and I will, you know, make sure to respond to the comments and try to put it in queue for what kind of videos we're doing next. All right, thanks guys.